Hey friend, welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark and sell them hopefully for a profit. Today is Monday, March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And I have 15 items that sold in the last 48 hours. These are Saturday and Sunday's sales. It's a gross sales amount of $388.04. I actually had 10 sales on eBay over the weekend. That's amazing. It's been a slow couple months. So at the end, I'll tell you what my total profit was for the week because I don't get to keep all $388. But the first item that sold was a pair of training wheels. These, I'm not going to take them out of the bag. This is just the same bag that I store my items in, but I'm just going to leave them in the bag. I don't usually do that. I usually take things out. I don't think these necessarily need to be protected for any reason, but for some reason I just feel like leaving them in the bag. I'm going to use a recycled box. And I'm going to tell you, I usually share average sale price and sell-through rate. I'm using recycled air pockets to just kind of keep them from flopping back and forth in the box. I usually do sell-through rate and average sale price, but it was really hard to find information on training wheels because it didn't just come up with just training. Like if I just put in 16-inch, which was the bike size, training wheels, the average sale price was like $75 because it included the bikes also, not just the training wheels. And so it was really hard to find. When I priced them out, I went through the solds and just kind of shuffled through and looked. And it looked like most were selling, I want to say around the like $10 range. I don't remember exactly. I listed them for $14.95. So somebody offered me $14, which was incredibly reasonable. And I took that offer. They were listed for about a month. I honestly, when I listed them, I was like, I don't know if these are gonna sell, but they did. And they were ours. So for Christmas, my son got a new bike. He is 6, almost 7. And the new bike came with training wheels. Well, he hasn't used training wheels since he was like 4. And I was like, well, what am I going to do with these things? And often when I think I'm going to donate something, I'll just double check and see if I can sell it. They were so easy to take pictures of. I didn't know the brand. I mean, I knew the brand because it was on the box, but it was like a no-name brand that I could tell. And there wasn't a brand on the actual wheel anyway. So anyway, they sold for $14 plus shipping on eBay. So they paid a total of $21.53. Like I said, I have no cost of goods into them because they were part of a gift. And after fees, shipping, the shipping label that I paid, and then my zero cost of goods, my profit is $11.74. So really, if you're just starting out and you're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to sell the stuff in your house. Sell the stuff that is sitting around. And, you know, some of it might not sell. When I started, I had a bunch of stuff saved for a consignment sale that's in our town. It was mostly kids' clothes. It was mostly lots of like, I don't know, like Old Navy kids' clothes. It wasn't even super exciting. Good brands. I just like allotted like sizes together until I got some money going. And then I was able to source. I did go thrifting before I actually made any money because I was so excited. But this is an Eileen Fisher top. This is like a sweater, but it's really lightweight. I don't even know if I would call it a sweater. It's made out of tencel. So I think what I searched, it's been a couple hours since I did this search, was, oh, I forgot something. Okay. I think what I searched was Eileen Fisher top tencel, and the average sale price was $36.67 with an 8% sell-through rate. 8% is very, very low. Eileen Fisher does not sell very well for me. I have probably 6 or 7 pieces that I have thrifted over the past year and a half, and yeah, they're just sitting there. So the only time Eileen Fisher sells well for me is if it's really flawed and I list it really low, and then it sells really fast. But you know, I'm only selling it for like $10 or something, which is kind of funny. Anyway, even though this average sale price was $36, I think I listed it, I think I had this listed around 35 or 40. I don't remember exactly. Again, it's been a couple hours since I've looked at it. Somebody offered me 25 and I thought that was reasonable. I've had this for 13 months. So it's been a while. I did pay $5 for it at a thrift store in Fort Wayne. And my profit after, oh, it sold for $25 on Poshmark, sorry. So after fees and my cost of goods, and I do not do any shipping discounts on Poshmark, so that makes my profit $15. I did find it interesting that when I was looking, all of my Eileen Fisher stuff, none of it I found in my town. Nothing. It's all other towns, which is kind of, I don't know, I just find that a little bit fascinating. This is like a vintage chain belt. It's pretty cool. Here's the little buckle, and then it's just, I don't know, I said bronze tone. I looked up vintage bronze chain belt. It's not marked anywhere that I could see. Sometimes they're real tricky on their marking and it's really hard to see. If I looked up chain belt bronze tone, I think is what I looked up. The average sale price was $15.50 with a 3% sell-through rate. So it sold for $16, which is right on target. They paid shipping as well, so $22.94 was the total. I bought this at my new favorite thrift store 3 months ago. That is not correct. There's a couple things on here that I don't know why my dates are off, like really badly. This is one of them. This I bought in 2023. I know this because of the number on my SKU number. But for some reason it says it's been listed for 3 months. I relisted it apparently 3 months ago, but not originally. I originally bought it in 2023, which, you know, with a 3% sell-through rate, that's not surprising, but that is so low or so long to sell. So after fees and shipping and my cost of goods was $2, my profit is $11.47. All right. Occasionally somebody will be like, why do you put the labels on the bottom of your box? And there is no reason. I just do it. Habit, I think. I don't know. All right. Unfortunately, like most of these items are navy or black, and I'm going to have to lint roll a bit. So that just fell right off. This is kind of heavyweight. Maybe I should show you what it is before I start lint rolling. This is a maxi skirt. It's jersey knit, so like a t-shirt. And the brand is Catherine's, which is a plus size brand that is one of, for me personally, like a bread and butter brand. This is something I actually find a consistent amount of time in my town, which is good. Because that's where I like to find things most if I can. Because I don't source outside of my town super often. When I say town, I actually mean county. There's a Goodwill. There's 3 thrift stores in my town. and only one of them do I go to very often. One is Goodwill, and I don't know, I'm not a fan of Goodwill. And that doesn't mean you can't be a fan of Goodwill. You can be. And then the other one is only open like 10 to 2 Wednesday through Saturday, and it's on the side of town that I don't normally go to. And then there's 3 other thrift stores that are in other like smaller towns that are in my county. And a couple of them are actually closer to get to than the ones that are in my town, just because of where I live in my town. Okay, so this is a Catherine's maxi skirt, and I think I added jersey knit. This actually has a really good sell-through rate. So these were some of these sold really fast. Some of these have decent sell-through rates, and some of these sold for a pretty good amount of money. So this one, the average sale price is only $14, but it has a 50% sell-through rate. So sometimes when I'm watching other YouTube resellers, someone will say 50% as 100%, meaning it's the same amount of items listed as sold. And so 50% is fantastic sell-through rate. And this sold for $15, which is right on track with the average sale price. It was, I think two had sold for $15 and one for $12 was how the $14 got to be. So this sold for $15 on eBay with shipping. They paid oh, this was the one. It was really weird. They paid $24.81. It was actually charging me like $15 to ship it, which I thought was excessive. I pass along the eBay shipping discount to the buyer, so they get the same amount as I do, but I also add a $1 handling fee. So while it was charging me like $15 to ship it, with the discount it was only $8.81, so it charged the buyer $9.81. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm not really sure why it was that expensive. I always double check my measurements and weights, and it was right on, so I'm not really sure why it was like that. And it is going, kind of far for me. Arkansas? No, wait a minute, hold on. AK, is that Alaska? Sometimes I forget all my A's, all my state abbreviations. Is AK Alaska? If it is, that's why. If it's not, and then I don't know why it was that expensive. Okay, I'm getting distracted. This is the other one. It said it sold in 10 days, but based on my SKU number, I've had this for about a year. So I don't know. I relisted it 8 days ago anyway. And if I had it for over a year with a 50% sell-through rate, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what's going on here. All right, 10 days, no, 50 cents. That's what I paid for it. I'm going off the rails already. It's gonna be a long video if I can't keep it together. Okay, they paid $24.81 minus fees, shipping, my cost of goods, which was 50 cents. At my old favorite thrift store, my profit is $11.79. Regardless of how long I've had it, it's going to a new home. All right, this I just relisted and reevaluated and made a better choice because once I relisted it, it sold really fast. So this is a Ralph Lauren, and it's an XL tall, which I find talls and sometimes petites also will sell better, faster. This has like all these, has like a tennis thing, there's loafers, there's like a gentleman's outfitters, there's a crew thing, and then it says here class of 67. So when I did the Google Lens search for this, it came up as the class of 67 shirt. That's what it was called in most places. This had a couple little flaws, but I had this listed at like $70. I've had it for 9 months. Now, it is possible that when I listed it 9 months ago, the sell-through rate, the average sale price was telling me that $70 was what I should list this as. However, I relisted it just over the weekend, and I went and redid my comps for it, and the average sale price is $30.66. It does have a 50% sell-through rate, but $30 is vastly different from $70. I don't know why I had it listed that high, but I redid it. I listed it at $40, and then somebody sent me an offer. Somebody sent me an offer for $32, and that was much more reasonable. And so I said, yes, $32 is great. They paid shipping, so they paid a total of $39.07. I paid $2 was my average cost of goods at the bins, the Goodwill outlet where you pay by the pound. And my profit was $25.39. So this feels like a good time to talk about the listing challenge. I'm doing a listing challenge in March. If you are doing the listing challenge, make sure you check in. Let everybody know how you're doing. I'm doing okay. This weekend was a little tough. I had a training on Saturday and I did not get my stuff done, and I'm just moving on, giving myself grace and moving on from there. But otherwise, I think I'm doing okay. I got everything done today. I only had 4 new items to list that I haven't done photographs of. But I'm just gonna let that go and take more photographs today. Obviously, that's my goal for today. But my focus is actually on relisting and going through and checking these items, that making sure like all my item specifics are filled out, making sure my my used clarification, that's not the right word, but I think you know what I mean. Like, is it used excellent? Is it used or pre-owned good, pre-owned fair, making sure all of those are correct. That is my focus in March. And so, in fact, I was just thinking, I don't have a whole lot of time to be taking pictures right now. So I think what I'm going to do is, instead of doing 8 new items and 10 delist, relist, and make sure my old listings are good, I might just do my focus a little more on my old listings and maybe only list 4 new items for the rest of the month, or at least until I have a little more time. This week and next week are just jam-packed with just stuff, life stuff, doctor's appointments, nothing like just normal, regular doctor's appointments. There's some stuff for my husband's job going on, and we have birthdays. We have my daughter's dance class. It's visit week, and so she wants us to go to all of her dance classes, which she's in 3 different dance classes. So it's just a lot of stuff. I'm rambling again. Okay, these are a pair of cargo pants. These are ripstop, so they have these little squares on them, and the brand is Bauer. These are made in Thailand. Yeah, I don't know that being them made in Thailand means anything. I just always find it interesting where things are made. This does have like some staining on it. They're not perfect. These, I don't know, I think maybe because of the staining. Oh, and there's looks to be like a rip here too. I had them listed kind of low, so the average sale price is $20.24 with a 35% sell-through rate. They sold for $15.97. I think that was my 20% off offer off of $20. So I don't know. They paid $23.12. I paid $2 for these at the bins, and with fees, shipping, and my cost of goods, my profit is $11.49. These did take 9 months to sell. which a 35% sell-through rate, I don't think is that bad. I would think they would sell a little faster than that, but with the laws that they had, it's possible that that was why that was why. And of course, it doesn't want to shove into my poly mailer. I wrap everything in tissue paper and add a little thank you sticker. On eBay, I do calculated shipping. I already talked about that a little bit. And I offer either a choice of Ground Advantage or Priority. Most people choose Ground Advantage. And when that is the case, I wrap them in poly mailers. These little fun print ones were sent to me by a viewer. Thank you very much. And they've just been really fun. Other than that, I usually get my poly mailers either like the cheapest ones I can find on Amazon, or I get them on eBay with my shipping. I can never say this right. Shipping supply coupon. Okay, this is gonna take a minute to delint, so I'm gonna leave it be and do it a little bit later. But this was actually a bundle that sold on Poshmark. So I had this is a Harry Potter scarf, and it's made out of lamb's wool. Is that right? No, it's just wool. But it has a Gryffindor little logo here. So, no, that says Slytherin. Shoot. I need to double check my thing and make sure I actually have that it's on Slytherin. And then I have this Harry Potter robe that I actually bought, I don't know, somewhere at a thrift store somewhere for my son, and then he didn't really want it. But this is a Gryffindor. I should have known that was Slytherin because it was green. Little kids robe. And so somebody bought these together. They were each listed for $20, and they offered me $25 for the bundle. That is, you know, kind of a steep discount, but that's okay. Like I said, the robe was ours, and the scarf I found at the bins. So my cost of goods total was $1, and I made $19 on that. So again, selling something that was ours, I made an extra $10 from something that I looked at it and I was like, oh, I should just donate this. And I thought, oh, you know, Harry Potter sometimes. And when I listed it, I was like, there's no way this is gonna sell before like September. And that was part of the reason I was willing to take the offer that was pretty significant discount. What is that? 40 to 25 is like a 40% discount. I'm not really sure. I can't do math in my head. Okay, next thing. These are just a pair of like wide leg pull-on pants. These are Pure Jill, which is a line of J.Jill. These are extra large petite. Like I said, there's something about petite, I think, and tall for men. Well, actually tall for women too. But let's see. These are made of Pima cotton and modal. I hear modal and modal. I don't know that it matters. But I searched J.Jill, capri pants, Pima, modal, I think is what I searched. The average sale price was $16.97 with a 13% sell-through rate. I had these listed for $19.96, and I have a 15% off coupon on my store. And so they used that discount, and they paid with shipping a total of $24.54. Yeah, that's right. I bought these at a local thrift store that benefits our mission, the homeless shelter. I paid $1.75. These have been listed for 4 months, but it kind of makes sense. Like spring is kind of the right time for capri pants to be selling. Those kind of flowy, wide leg, almost has like a gaucho look to them. Do you remember gauchos? I loved gauchos. Loved them so much. All right, my profit on these is $11.64. Now, usually my goal is about $15 per item. Clearly, I don't always hit that, but I do like to value my time because it takes time to do all the things. I believe in February, my average was $16 per item in profit, so it works out in the end. Did I tell you all the things that did sell promoted? I promote all my listings. Right now they're promoted at 3%, I think. I kind of jump back and forth between 2 and 3, and then recently I did it 5% because I was just trying to do anything I could to make sales, and then I put them back to 3%, but only like half did it. So some of them are at 5%, some of them are at 3%. These are a pair of jeans. These are Not Your Daughter's jeans, the mini boot, and these have lift tuck technology. I have a funny story. So here's the jeans, and while I'm packaging them up, I'll tell you, I bought a pair of these at Goodwill last week, and I bought them for me, and they were like the girlfriend fit, and they were like a light wash, so not very what I'm used to wearing, but I was just trying to find something and trying to be a little better with what I wear. So I was showing my husband, and one of my teenage daughters was like, "Oh, are those for me?" And I was like, "No, they are called Not Your Daughter's jeans." They are literally not for you. It was pretty great. Anyway, these have, let's see, the Not Your Daughter jeans in a mini boot have an average sale price of $16.97 with a 26% sell-through rate. These were a plus size, and I meant to check the plus size and I forgot. So I think the plus size has a little bit better of a sell-through rate, but it might not be significant. I'm not really sure. And you can check that on your own. If you don't know how to check comps, I do have a video linked in the description. It's like the very first link. Just a couple different ways to check comps, but I do recommend it. I don't always follow my own advice, but I don't think that sell-through rate is everything, but it gives you some information anyway. These sold for $22 on Poshmark. I've had these for 4 months. I bought them for 50 cents at my old favorite thrift store. And I just went there on Friday and found another pair. And I found like 3 pair, I think, when I bought these at the same time. And I was like, none of those have sold. I'm not going to buy these. And then these sold. So maybe I should go back and get them. I probably won't do that. I've had them for 4 months. 50 cents was my cost of goods. My profit is $17.10. All right, this is Bryant, which is another plus size brand that is like bread and butter for me. This is a cardigan sweater. This is new with tags. There's the brand tag. It is an $80 sweater. So sometimes when they're new with tags, it'll tell you like the style. That's not the case for this one, but Eileen Bryant cardigan sweater. I mean, that's a really basic search, but that's what I did. Anyway, the average sale price is $17.31 with an 11% sell-through rate. I had this listed for, I think, $30, and then my sweaters right now are on sale. Well, last week they were on sale for 40% off, and they're currently on sale for 50% off. I'm just trying to do a little kind of graduated clearance sale. And this, let's see. So I think they also used my 15% off coupon. And so that makes their total $15.57. And then, is that accurate? Yeah. With shipping, they paid $21.07. I found this at the bins. I think it's crazy how many like new with tag items I find at the bins. But this was also promoted. So it was an extra 66 cents in fees. And it took a month to sell, and that is accurate. I haven't been to the bin since before Christmas, but it took me a while to get through all the stuff that I had bought before Christmas. I'm going back next week. I'm so excited. Okay. My profit on this is $8.36. Not great, but that's okay. I don't have to hold on to a sweater all summer long. I will take it. This is a vintage style based pickup, and I will tell you what I put, but I don't know. This is a like tie front lace. It has this ruffle sleeve. It's Fashion Bug. My mom used to love Fashion Bug. I say that every time I sell something from Fashion Bug. Anyway, I think because it just makes me think of my mom. Anyway, I looked up vintage lace tie front top, I think, and the average sale price was $24.37 with a 3% sell-through rate. The keywords that I used were lace, peasant, coquette, feminine, ruffle. I think that was it. Boho, maybe. I did do tie front. Anyway, this was on an offer for $20 on eBay. With shipping, I paid $25.57. It took a month to sell, which is great. I found it at the bins for my average cost of $2, and that makes my profit, sold this on eBay, makes my profit $15.14. I have definitely accidentally put Ground Advantage items in priority packages before, and that's not good. You don't want to do that. Okay, so this one sold under, I'm gonna have to roll these two. All right, so these are a pair of leggings. They're almost more like tight. They almost feel like tights. The brand is Spanx, but it's Red Hot by Spanx, and the Spanx is real small in there. Like how I even saw that, I don't know. But I saw these, and I hear a lot of people like, oh, Spanx doesn't sell unless you find like, you know, flare leg jeans or whatever. I have found that Spanx leggings will sell, and as long as I can find them for really cheap, they're only gonna sell for about $15. This is my experience. I'm not telling you what to do, but they've sold really fast. And so I found these at my new favorite thrift store, and my cost of goods is generally really low there. And so I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and try it. And I didn't look them up, but the sell-through rate is only like 8% for this Red Hot Spanx. And the average sale price is $14.40. So with that, I had listed these for, I think, $14.95, $14.96, something around in there. Somebody offered me $10. And this was like the first thing that sold over the weekend. And I really was just needing things to sell because last week was kind of slower week. I did make like a really good sale last week, but I mean, it was a Chanel sweater. I still don't know if it's authenticated yet. I'm waiting patiently, kind of patiently. Anyway, inevitably when I sell something under sell-through rate like this, people will be like, oh, you're driving the price down. And when I say people, it's usually like, I don't get very many negative comments, and I appreciate that so much. So I'm not saying it in like a complaining way. I'm just saying it as a way of explanation and as a way of like, I think it's okay to take lower offers or to sell things for lower, especially if, you know, there's flaws or if the sell-through rate is really low. Mine sold for $10, and there were sold anywhere from $5 to $27 on the Red Hot Spanx leggings. And so Well, yeah, I didn't sell it for $14 or more. Mine certainly wasn't the lowest that sold. And so I just don't think it's that big a deal. I don't know. When something already has that super low sell-through rate, I think the market is driving the price down, not me, if that makes sense. That probably came across really defensive, and I think I felt a little defensive about it. But anyway, 3 weeks is what that took to sell. And so, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I paid $2 for it. I turned $2 into $6.48 in 3 weeks. That's not so bad. I'll take it for sure. All right, this is my second Lane Bryant of the day, and also new with tags. The Lane Bryant sweater was new with tags. So is this, and I'm gonna have to do a lint roll. So these are just a pair of like wide leg pull-on pants. They are a linen blend, and let's see, these are Lane Bryant, new with tags. So I love selling linen. I love wearing linen. We're about to get in the attic and get spring and summer stuff down, and I am here for it. I am ready. I have to get, maybe this is embarrassing, but my Christmas decorations are still sitting here in my attic, or in my garage, and not in my attic. I actually have a full Christmas tree that is actually right there, just out of view. I don't know if you can see it. That my daughter just, instead of taking down, she just brought outside. Which is kind of funny. But I had my Christmas tree up for an excessively long time. I think it was March. I mean, it was definitely March. I think it was like March 5th or something that she was finally like, I've had enough. So she had permission. It's all good. Anyway, the point is, I don't like getting up in my attic. So, but we're ready for spring stuff. So I'm not putting the winter stuff away because we live in Indiana, and it will be cold through probably the middle of April in various ways. Okay, Lane Bryant pull on linen blend pants that are new have an average sale price of $17.91 with a 12% sell-through rate. I priced these at $30. I think because I have experienced that those linen items are going, the sell-through rate's going to get better over the next 2 or 3 months. And so I went ahead and priced it high. I priced it at $30, and someone offered me $25, and that's what I sold it for. They have only been listed for 12 days, and I spent $3.33 on them at a local thrift store that benefits the mission. And these did sell promoted, so it was an extra $1.07 in fees. They paid a total with shipping $32.82. This does not want to go in. There we go. Yeah, they paid a total of $32.82 after fees, shipping, and my cost of goods. My profit is, I don't know, I didn't write it down. Are you kidding me? Okay, I paid $6.82 in shipping and $6.02 in fees. That's $12. This does not work. Okay, I gotta tape this. So that's $12.82. So I'm down to 20, 33, $16, I think. I'm actually really good at math. I just have to be able to concentrate on it. Let me rephrase that. I used to be really good at math in high school. That's probably more accurate. I loved math in high school. Oh, that's a good question of the day. What was your favorite subject in high school? Mine was math or English. I had an awesome English teacher. She was fantastic. I had a couple really good English teachers in high school, but I had one that was just phenomenal. I loved her. This is a Flax linen top. So second linen item of the day, Flax. Okay, this is funny because I'm pretty sure I just showed this in a video. I don't know if I did a separate haul or what, but I'm pretty sure I showed this and said something like, the sell-through rate's not that great, but in my experience, this sells really fast, this brand. The last item that I had was one that was stained. I listed it pretty low and it sold in like, I don't know, I want to say, let's say a couple months to be generous, but it was a couple weeks, I think. So Flax linen top has an average sale price of $24.13 with less than 1% sell-through rate. Now here's where it gets a little tricky and maybe not super accurate, is that Flax is also a material and not necessarily just the brand. So it could be skewed, probably is skewed a little bit. But I had this listed for $40. Somebody offered me $30 on Poshmark. Ooh, Poshmark. And I accepted that offer. It sold in 5 days. I paid $8 for it at the thrift store that I don't go to very often because it's in a weird part of town and has weird hours. My daughter and I went last week or the week before, just kind of randomly, and I found a couple of Flax pieces. This was the only one that was used. The other ones they had priced at $18 and they were new, and I didn't think that was worth it. But I did pay $8 for this. My profit is $16, so I doubled my profit in 5 days, plus I got my $8 investment back. So I think that's pretty good. Definitely a brand that I will continue to look for. I'm not gonna need this. That's sad, because how cute is that? It's super fun. All right. This is a pair of jeans, second pair of jeans of the day, very different styles. This is, I don't know, a straight leg jean. It has this on the back. This is BKE Jake Straight. And I found 2 of these in Fort Wayne. Actually, was it the same day I found the Flax? I'm pretty sure it was. Okay, BKE Jake Straight has an average sale price of $25.50 with a 45% sell-through rate. Phenomenal. It's a great sell-through rate. And I had it priced at $35, thinking I send out 25% off offers. I have the 15% off coupon, so that I'll hit it right at that $25 mark. And it sold for full price on Poshmark for $35. I've had it listed for 10 days and I spent $7, and so my profit is $21. I am thrilled with that. Absolutely. That's a great, tripled my money on that, plus got my money back. So I'm, yeah, super happy about that. My total profit for the weekend is $218.25. So thrilled. Hopefully it will continue to be like this. I will tell you, I think I already have one sale today. Yeah, I have one sale already on eBay, and I did have a Depop sale over the weekend that I have not gotten ready yet. And so I will ship that tomorrow. That is not in these numbers. I do the numbers from when I ship. So just trying to be honest and open about everything. Sometimes I don't ship things right away on Depop and Poshmark. On eBay, I tried to get right on it. So, but occasionally I will, especially like on a day when, you know, it takes me a really long time to get all the shipping around. If I can hold off on 1 or 2 sales, I might do that. So, and I usually say that when that happens. in some form or another. All right, that's it. I've been very babbly, but it's been fun to hang out with you. I really appreciate you so much. Make sure you like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. I do these chatty ship with me's pretty much every day as long as I have sales, and yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you soon.